Juan. Remember,
Juan?
if you've seen Juan, you've seen Jamal. Okay.
It's true. It's very
Bad
true.
joke. Bad joke punchline. I have a quick question for everybody. Does anybody know how to get into a cemetery at night?
Hop the fence.
No, you use a skeleton key, of course.
Oh.
Okay.
And Taebyn,
Yeah.
do you know why dogs run in circles?
I am going to say no. Why do dogs run in circles?
Because it's way too difficult to run in squares.
That is true.
Or triangles.
Triangles, yeah. I was out in my garage looking for my flashlight. I never found it. I was so delighted. And finally,
On a brighter note,
on a brighter note, do you know how to tell the difference between a tomato and a dog?
I know.
I'm sure you're going to tell us.
Well, if you can't, then I'm worried about you because a tomato is red in a fruit and a dog is, well, a dog.
Okay.
So,
unless it's Clifford, of course.
Yeah.
Then
Or
Clifford is
Taebyn.
red.
Or
Yeah.
Taebyn.
yeah.
Right, there's only 3 options there.
Yeah, but enough of this foolishness, this wacky foolishness. Let's get to our normal foolishness, shall we?
Yay. Our barely normal foolishness.
Barely normal foolishness. Greetings and Moobarkfluff to all the creatures in the Potiverse. I am Barely, and you are listening once again, we don't know why, to Barely Furcasting featuring Taebyn, that show that asks the question, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck? Well,
Double best.
with me tonight, today, this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're listening to this recording, is Rain, TikTok, and Shitaro. How the fluff are all you guys?
I'm doing okay.
I'm good. I've been busier than a coyote at the Acme convention.
Ooh, buying all
Yeah,
those explosives.
Yes.
I've been doing okay. I got some sad news because my fellow brethren at the zoo passed.
Aw.
Strike the cheetah at the zoo at
Aw,
the age
sorry.
15. So
Oh.
yeah, kind of a sad day.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's pretty long for a cheetah. So that's pretty
It
good.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lives a very nice long life.
Good.
We celebrate his nice long life.
Yes, yes. And that voice that you're hearing, without further ado, it's time to meet that magical pup to grace us with their presence. I summon them from the depths of humor. Taebyn, come forth and join us here. Now please give a big BFFT welcome to Taebyn. How the fluff
Hi.
are you?
Well, hi, I'm good. I'm so happy to see all you fluffs and bark at all you fluffs out there in the Potiverse. Once again, it's so exciting and fun, and that's how I am. Although I will say, of course, time for Jessie for a walk, how you should do about English. And I realized today that if your name was Arthur Penguin, then you would be a penguin.
You would be.
And
that,
this is true.
that tracks.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's about all I guess I have to say about that.
true. Okay. Do you have anything you don't understand?
I do. Like, why
Okay.
do
Lots of
anything I do.
things, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's so in particular, I have a few things. I don't understand what an NFT is.
That's a non-floating Taebyn.
That
This
sounds
is
about
what I
right.
do not want to have in my life.
We should not throw you in the pool.
Nope. No Taebyn in the pool.
No Taebyn's
No
in the
Taebyn
pool.
in the pool because it's the NFT.
Well, technically,
Why?
Taebyn is an NFT because he doesn't float. Like he walks everywhere. He stays firmly planted on the ground.
I do.
Okay.
So I hope the water's not too deep then. Why does my Windows insist on updating even though I told it not to 1,000 times? And then it does it on its own anyway, and then all my things are gone, and then I get so mad and
TikTok,
rawr.
I'll let you field this one.
Because it doesn't like you.
Oh,
It's very
yeah,
sad.
that tracks. That also tracks.
TikTok is our resident IT guy, so I mean, I figured he'd know, and apparently he did.
He does
Yes.
know correctly.
And it's an IT, not a 1T, as opposed to like
Right.
not
Not
Yes.
not A1,
A1,
like
yeah.
our education secretary thinks. A1's going to be teaching our kids. Okay,
yeah,
the
the
steak
steak sauce,
sauce.
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
Steak sauce, yeah.
I mean it's
No
delicious.
mistaking that.
How tasty.
It's delicious, but I don't think the kids are going to learn much from a bottle of A1.
Okay, so here's a thing. Okay, I saw this, and I don't know why this is a thing. It said, if you think your English is good, I challenge you to write a word that starts with T and ends with T. And it's like, well, you just said the answer in the challenge. So, like, why is this an actual thing? What did I miss?
If your English
that
is good, I
Yeah.
challenge you to spell a word that starts with T and ends with T.
Yeah. And
Teat.
that is
Toot?
in the challenge. I mean, I
Yeah.
said it. That.
That.
If
That.
Yeah.
any word
T-H-A-T, yeah.
that starts with T, and there it is. I mean, I don't understand why this is a thing, and why does
Also,
your English have
thought.
to be good?
Thought,
Thought.
treat,
yeah. Tit.
as in the bird, of course.
Of course. What do you think I'm talking about?
those are just on
Tweet.
mice.
Tweet, yeah.
Tweet.
Tort.
Tort, yeah.
See what you
Toast.
started,
Tilt.
Taebyn?
Tilt.
Toast.
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 Yes.
Toast.
toast.
Tilt.
Penanenogram.
Sure.
How do you spell it?
IT.
P-U.
IT.
N-
Yes. Very good.
Yes.
Thank you. Finally, somebody with some sense.
Yes.
But I want to say the thing that really, really I don't understand. So I went to Goodwill the other day and they were having a bake sale. I understood about the soup, but what's with the cauliflower? And I don't understand that.
What?
I don't understand that either.
I don't understand that
Okay,
either.
good. I'm glad it's not just me.
Taebyn, what are you talking about?
I have no idea, but thanks for asking.
You're
Isn't that
welcome.
what you get at Hawaii when you get off the plane? You get a cauliflower.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
That's called getting laid.
Oh, see, I always thought of a cauliflower. So there you
Nope,
go.
nope, nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
cauliflower. It's
Cauliflower.
Yeah.
Yes.
or a cauliflower, because that would be something entirely different.
That's
Well,
like
that's
when
a dog.
I wear flowers.
It's
Isn't
a
that
dog
something
made out of
Taebyn would give
flowers.
us?
Yeah.
Taebyn is a cauliflower, so that if he gave us a flower, that would be a cauliflower.
It would be, technically.
See,
sort
there
of.
are some furs out there that are collies that are missing the pun boat right here. They should be just
Huh.
giving out flowers everywhere.
Yeah.
And, that's a
And paying us
cauliflower.
royalties on those puns.
That's right.
Or they
To
could
add
have
10 or
bags.
16 cents.
10 cents on the dollar.
Right.
Yes.
They could have bags of flour too.
Yeah, too.
Anything else you don't understand?
I think, as far as I know at the moment, I think that Fields the stuff.
That feels the stuff. Okay. And I have a note here that Chitaro doesn't understand something. What doesn't Chitaro understand?
So we were cleaning out our closet and getting rid of lots of things, and one of the things that I have, I love to play games, and I've done all sorts of things in my life. And jacks, jacks, you
Yeah,
throw them
yeah.
into
Yeah, you pick up
mostly, yeah. Well, I had jacks and balls for the jacks, right? And so I put them out on the street for a free pile. Why would you take the balls and not take the jacks?
Because kids today probably have no clue what those jacks are.
What
They
are
probably
those
think,
pointy things?
they probably think they're those things that ninjas throw out under car tires and stuff.
Or they
Yeah,
thought they were,
caltrops.
or they thought they were a bag of little tiny tops.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I always thought they were when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The tiny tops.
Well, you can spin them. They do spin.
Yeah.
The good ones do, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, these were pretty good sized jacks. These were like about 3/4 inch long ones. So
Wow, that's kind of hard to pick up a lot with big ones like that. You can only pick
I
up.
have fairly
Don't-
big hands, so
Don't
I
you
did a
think
good
you
job.
should give it back to him, though? I mean, if they're jacks, you should
Well,
just,
Yeah.
Don't-
Jack probably
well,
wants them back. Yeah.
yeah.
But the
Yeah.
balls are a lot of fun. The balls are actually kind of they're not very good balls.
Yeah, they're not.
No.
I used to.
No.
I used to always get rid of the ones that came with the jacks, and I would sub in a Super Ball.
Well,
because
Because
that's
those are more
cheating.
bouncy.
Yeah, they're more
that is
bouncy, and they're,
cheating.
it's
Yeah.
You have
it's
a
a lot
better
more fun
chance.
though.
You have a
It's
much
a lot
better
more fun
chance.
because
Hey,
like if you hit it
I-
too hard, you've got to be really careful about catching it.
I will tell you that there was one time long ago when I was a teenager, I was playing jacks with a couple of friends, and we decided to see what kind of balls we could play with. And I will tell you, the worst ball to play with in terms of jacks is a golf ball.
Thank
can
goodness it
imagine
didn't
so.
go anywhere else.
Yeah. That's my other podcast.
Yes, not this podcast.
Not this podcast. Yeah, and Jack's. Well, clearly your birth certificate is hanging out if you've played with Jacks as a teenager.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, as a child, we used to play. We used to pitch pennies, and the sisters at the Catholic school used to get mad at us. That's gambling. It's like, no, it's not. It's just a game of skill.
Yeah.
Pitch those pennies.
Well, we got in trouble in school for marbles, playing marbles, because the trade in marbles got so competitive and so some kids would lose their favorite one and then go to the teacher and claim that, so-and-so stole my marble. No, you lost it in a fair game,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so then it became oh, you guys are gambling and you can't play marbles at school
I
anymore.
lost my marbles a long time ago. I don't
Oh,
think
we
I've
know.
ever
I don't think you
any.
had
Yeah.
any.
Yeah. Did any of you ever play with Pogs?
It was kind of in vogue when I was in middle school, but I wasn't that cool of a kid, and my parents wouldn't buy them because they thought they were ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they
I
were.
was in my
Chitara, what are you
I was in my
doing?
late teens when that came out.
Let's move along since we've digressed so far and the train is so far off the
Just
rails.
a little off the rails.
Just a little off the rails. What anything for the past today? Anything we screwed up and need to revisit?
I've got nothing.
All right.
I
Taebyn?
have nothing.
I don't know if it's a screwed up and need to revisit, but it's last time there was a joke
Mhm.
about the play. The joke was just one. There's only one. And that
Just the
joke
one.
was this
It was
podcast.
the show. The show, yeah.
No, the joke was this morning I was out and about and saw a German Shepherd dressed in jeans and a t-shirt standing outside the police station. That's when I
Yes.
realized he was a
Oh.
plainclothes police dog.
Yes.
And
You
I
still
had
don't
no
get it?
idea how. I didn't understand. And so for my pass for today is, do I now understand that joke? And the answer is no.
Okay.
Nope.
So,
Okay.
do you ever watch like
Miami Vice.
police shows or Miami Vice?
No.
So you know how the cops, undercover cops, wear
But
normal
wait,
clothes?
So no, I don't know.
So, well, undercover cops
Wait a
don't
minute.
wear uniforms.
Wait a minute. I know what show he has watched. You have watched Police Squad. I know you have.
True.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yes.
From
okay,
the
so,
files
yeah,
of
yeah,
Police
That's
Squad.
true.
Yes.
That is a very true
Well,
thing.
all those detectives that are wearing suits, those are plainclothes policemen.
Frank Drebin is a plainclothes policeman.
Okay.
They don't wear a uniform.
Okay.
Sneaky.
Okay.
I
So
see.
now you know what a police dog is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if the dog is wearing jeans and a t-shirt, he's an undercover police dog or a plainclothes police dog.
I see. It only took 2 weeks and explaining about four and a half times, but I
four
got
people
it.
explaining it to you.
I feel redeemed.
Phew. Good
I'm a little
thing.
slow.
I'm glad you do.
sometimes.
I'm glad you do.
Well, okay. Well, in that
Okay.
case, I think maybe you should give us some formations.
Calm us down.
Yes.
Let's calm down. Yes.
Zen.
Woo.
So you first said might or might not know. There's this segment on the show called Formations where I read some affirmations to help you in your daily life. Right now, these days, I'm reading Therapets, 64 emotional support animal cards, and I read 3 each week. And the 3 for this week are: the truth is, you're far more capable than you feel.
Woo.
Stay soft. The world may be cold, but we don't have to be.
Woo.
Stay
I
soft.
don't agree with that, though.
Yeah,
That's what it says. Stay soft. And
that's rough to
in
do.
contrast to staying soft, you are strong. You are resilient. You will defeat this.
Woo.
Oh, woo. What am I trying to defeat?
I don't
soft.
know.
Being soft. Trying to defeat being soft. They have.
Yeah, aren't
pills
we
for
all?
that. They have pills for
They
that.
do.
Now, yes.
Yes.
And
But if I'm
those are
fursuiting,
my
then I'm soft and
affirmations
fuzzy.
for the week.
True.
Ah.
If you are fursuiting, you are soft.
And fuzzy.
Usually. And fuzzy, yes.
Okay. Well, one should remember to stay soft. Taebyn dear. Oh, Taebyn dear.
He's a pup, not a
Taebyn
deer.
pup. Hi. How are you?
Oh, I actually don't have any idea.
We're trying to break you. You know that. All right.
Oh, well, you're doing a good job.
Do you-
You'll get there. We'll get there.
Do you have any riddles? Riddles? Do you have any riddles? for
Riddles?
us?
Yes.
Rebels. The rebels
I have a
are coming.
rattle, and it's so radical that you won't. I don't.
Rattle,
okay,
rattle.
Anyway,
The
Just
Riddler.
make sure it's not a cucumber.
Rattling?
what?
Oh, cucumbers scare kitties, and he's a kitty.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Although
Darn.
my new kitty
Fuck.
doesn't care.
Yeah, a
You have
lot
a new
don't.
kitty.
I have a new kitty. I have 2
That's
kitties
so
now.
exciting. Who's your
Yes.
new kitty?
Oh my gosh.
His name is Zenku.
Oh,
Zenku.
awesome.
Mm-hmm. He's half Siamese, half lynx.
Oh my
nice.
goodness. He's
Oh.
going to be big and mouthy.
Yes. Very noisy.
He just started getting mouthy, but I mean, our current kitty, Shitrock, is very mouthy. And that's his name, actually. His name is
Yes.
actually Shitrock. And Finnick explained to me that he picked his name because when he first got him, and he was watching Trailer Park Boys, the name Shitrock came on, and he just kind of perked up and looked at the TV. And he says, "Well,
That must be his name.
that's his name." Yeah. So, Taebyn,
Yes.
what riddles do we have?
Well, so your last episode, I started doing this. I got this this riddle book, and so I thought I'd start doing some riddles each time. And so for this week, I don't know how many we want to do. We'll see how it goes. And I haven't even read the answers myself. So
Ooh.
let's see. The
Ah,
riddle is: you can see me in water, but I never get wet. What am I?
A reflection.
You are smart, because yes, ding. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
The more you take, the
Oh,
more
I
you
know
leave
this one, and I'm
Leave
trying to remember the.
behind.
a pocket? No.
Or you
The more
take-
you take, the you leave
the more you
behind a
leave
or you
pocket.
take-
Steps.
Footsteps. Good.
Ah,
Whoa.
yeah,
yes.
Ding,
Ding,
ding.
ding,
Wow.
2 for me.
Okay,
Ding,
then
wow.
one more.
Two.
When I am released to the wind, you look away and you pretend, but away your friends I will send. What am I? I feel I should read that again.
Yes, please
Yes,
do.
please.
When I am released to the wind, you look away and you pretend, but away your friends I will send. What am I?
Your shadow.
A letter.
I'm gonna move on to the next one because I don't.
Well, what's the answer to that one?
Yeah, what's the answer?
I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I go to the next one.
Ah.
What English word has 3 consecutive double letters?
3 consecutive.
Mississippi.
Well, that's not a word though. That's a name.
Oh.
Still
Well,
a
I mean,
word.
still a word, I guess. Mississippi does qualify.
Miss.
They're not consecutive double letters.
Oh, that's
that's
right.
true.
Not
Oh, that's right.
consecutive.
Okay.
I don't know, Taebyn.
That's
What
only,
word?
yeah,
English?
I don't know.
What word in English speak you goodly do?
Bookkeeper.
Yes, it
Oh.
does.
Yes.
BOOKKEE.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
funny because you think it's going to be like some crazy non-known word or something, but it's just
It's just
bookkeeper. And
an
I
average
didn't think
word.
about
Yeah,
it.
bookkeeper.
There are my riddles for the week. Pop.
Okay. Well, that takes us up to our media section. And I've been mostly watching an anime called Fairy Tale.
Okay.
And it's a really good anime. There's like 600 episodes.
Wow.
And it's almost
Whoa.
as many as One Piece, but not as much. And I'm up to episode 167. I just watched that before I jumped on today.
How long are the episodes?
About 20 minutes if you skip the 5-minute song that they sing at the beginning of each,
Yeah.
because anime likes to have those long songs.
Long intros.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we skip those because they reveal too much of what's going on in the story if you watch the song
Oh no.
credits. And so
Yes.
Oh.
we
Really?
skipped through those. Yeah, because
Oh, that's naughty.
right.
Well, it's
yeah.
they like to tell. They like, I don't know why they do that. The Japanese, they do that. Their theme songs
Yes.
are catered to the movie, and it does tell the stories of the movie or the series or whatever. Yeah, it's a little
It's
bit
like if you
weird.
want this shortened version, you just watch the
just
intro.
listen to the song or listen to the song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I could be twice as many if I just listened to the song. I'd know exactly what's going on and just watch the song and go to the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, knock them out back to back.
Yeah.
There you go.
And currently watching in bits and pieces the season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race because we can only watch it on quote unquote network TV with advertisements, and I hate advertisements. So
me too.
And they won't let you fast forward through the ads, and it's
Yeah.
just like, at least though I have to say, because it's on Philo, at least though they put up in the upper left hand corner of the screen
How
ads,
long
and
it's
How
gonna
many
be.
how
there's
much going to
gonna
be. So
be.
it's like, oh, I have 6 minutes. I can go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make more popcorn or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm still watching Canada's Drag Race too. So
Nice.
and I restarted watching Archer at bedtime too. now.
Oh, fun.
Oh,
I
oh my
love
goodness.
Archer.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I love Archer. Yeah. So, Rain, how about you? What have you been doing media wise?
Oh, no.
Yeah, we heard you, Taebyn.
Okay.
I really haven't watched a lot of media the last couple of weeks, but I did watch 2 movies last weekend. I watched Hard Eyes, which is a Valentine's Day slasher film that I thought was surprisingly funny and self-aware.
Oh, I saw ad for that?
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and
Hmm.
like I think Puppet would be a little bit too gory for you, but
Oh.
it was funny. I mean, it was really funny, and
Hmm.
the couple in it were hilarious, even though they weren't a couple. So it's just it's a really good. It's about a killer who goes around killing lovers on Valentine's Day. It has some twists in it too, so it's like where you think it's going is not where it ends up going. It's pretty good. I recommend it if you're a fan of slasher films. And then I watched a movie called 2036 Origin Unknown with Katie Sackhoff,
Okay.
the chick who played Starbuck in Battlestar Galactica's reboot.
Yes.
It was pretty
The boot
good.
again.
Yeah, it was like an AI gone rogue movie. But there were a few kind of weird plot holes in it that were kind of big.
Plot holes.
It's just parts where you're like, why is the main character doing this? Why are they doing that? Why are they putting up with this? It's a little weird. I think the story was a lot longer and the movie got really compressed to
Yeah,
try
they
and
tend
fit
to do
everything
that.
in. And
Yeah.
it was just, there were a couple spots where you're like, well, what's his motivation for this sudden outburst and stuff? And so it was kind of a little bit, I think it was a little bit abbreviated, which caused quite a few little gaping plot holes. But other than that, it was a neat movie. It was different from most of the AI gone wrong movies. So
Okay.
It makes you wonder why the tomato fell off its horse, right?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because it
definitely.
wasn't a dog.
Yes.
Because it needed to catch up.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
That's it. Yep.
Chitaro, how about you?
Well, we've been watching some strange movies, one of which is called Marry My Dead Body.
Okay.
It is a Japanese film
It sure sounds like it.
Yeah.
about it's actually a comedy about this guy who ends up getting picked by this dead person's grandmother to marry his dead soul and keep him like sane and stuff like that. It's a really kind of cool
Okay.
little movie. It's kind of a comedy adventure type movie. It's kind of fun. Like I said, very very funny. It's kind of funny. We also watched
You're funny.
why thank you. We also watched this Netflix series called Daybreak, which is a post-apocalyptic Los Angeles series where
I was
these
hoping it was like a series like from the movie Daybreakers. This is a vampire movie, but oh well.
Yeah, well,
Post-apocalyptic still good.
this is actually a movie about zombies, and the ironic the ironic part is that these zombies are all adults, and all the people that survived are all under the age of 18. And
Okay.
so it's kind of a strange thing. You wind up finding out later that it's all because of an HPV vaccine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also watched a very, very interesting B horror action movie.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. It's called Velocipaster.
I have heard it was funny. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard it's
really
funny.
hilarious. It's so bad that you kind of have to watch it, to be honest. I'm just going to tell you, in the very beginning, this pastor is standing at his church, and he comes out in the front, and he sees his mother and father standing on the street in front of their car, and he waves, they wave, and then they come back to the pastor, and all of a sudden you hear this big explosion, and then it pans back to the street with an empty street, of course, nobody sitting there, but the words on the screen that said VFX car explosion.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
There's all sorts of good things like that in this movie. As a matter of fact, there's a scene where somebody gets decapitated, and because he turns into a dinosaur, because that's what his power is, so to speak. He turns into a dinosaur. He rips off this guy's head, and you can totally tell it is the head off of a mannequin.
Nice.
It's an awesome
Very
movie.
nice.
It's not as gory as you would think it is. So Taebyn, it would be funny for you to watch if you wanted to. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
There are a
I
couple of
wait.
scenes that could be scary because there is some horrifically, and I will say horrifically, fake blood that flies everywhere, but you can totally tell it's fake.
Very Monty
You almost
Python.
want hot dogs because of how much ketchup there is.
Exactly.
Like the Black
Okay,
Knight.
good.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
But a flesh wound.
Tis but a
Right.
flesh wound. Sheesh.
And that's about all that I've watched.
All right.
Okay.
TikTok, how about you? What have you been up to?
Actually, quick question for the Chi. Did you
Yeah.
finish Breaking Bad?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And
so
and
now
I
we can
watched
tell him now we don't have to worry about spoilers.
and I watched the movie that goes along with it.
Okay. Yeah, the El Camino or something. What is it?
Yes, El Camino.
And so, yeah, no, you definitely have to get Better Call Saul on your queue.
It is on my
For sure.
queue.
Good.
It is
Good.
on my
Good.
queue. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have a question for Chi too. Did you ever try Infinitoad 2?
I have not yet because I have been so busy with. Now I know this is going to be airing during Furlandia, but I've been so busy with preparing for Furlandia, I have not gotten a chance to play very much in terms of VR or
You
stuff
have
like that.
something to look forward to, Cal.
Absolutely.
Playtime.
I have it in my notes to still play. So, and I
Okay.
even have the 3 different spellings that I thought that was supposed to be
Oh.
until you tell me correctly.
Nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
But as far as viewing things, usual Jeopardy, there's the Jeopardy Tournament of Champions, and also the RuPaul All Stars started the other week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the return of Al Pacino.
yes, we did start the
Yes.
All-Stars. So yes, we did start that.
It's a pretty strong cast of queens in All Stars this season. It'll be interesting.
Will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how the brackets work.
Yes.
Um,
It's also All Star confusion.
mhm.
The way they're
Is
doing
this something
things.
is this something that's on live TV now? Or is
Yes.
this something
Yes.
recorded? Oh, okay.
It's on live TV now. So we're trying to watch that, and we're trying to watch the new season, and yeah,
That's a lot of drag.
that's a lot of drag.
What a
I mean,
drag.
What a drag. Yeah.
So the thing is, I'm watching the anime stuff, right? And we'll watch 7 or 8 episodes of the anime, and then it's like, okay, I need to take an anime break because the story arcs are so complicated with this anime. It's like, I just want to watch mindless drama with drag queens yelling at each other.
Right.
So,
Oh, Lord.
so
That brings me back to my 30s when I actually dated somebody who was a drag queen, so it's kind of a strange thing.
oh, so you got to experience the drama firsthand.
Yes, the phone calls at 3 in the morning saying, "I broke a nail, what do I do?"
Oh my.
Yeah, I kid you not, that's the true story.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Taebyn, how about you? What have you been consuming media-wise?
Not too much. I've been doing Royal Kingdom, but I have a question for you, Barely. What level are you on now on Royal Kingdom? And what is your first try win rate?
I am at level 1701,
Nice.
and I have 1,697 first win tries.
So whatever that divided by that is 16 out of.
So that's a pretty good percentage-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's like over 75%,
Yeah.
or almost 75%.
Hey, Taebyn, did you ever finish watching Lower Decks?
No.
You need to finish watching Lower Decks.
I
It's
haven't finished watching Lower
No.
Decks either.
Oh, you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The series finale was so good. Plus the crossover episode with Strange New Worlds was the best.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yep.
So,
All right.
oh yeah, so I did mean to say about Royal Kingdom, it's interesting. Like at level 500, you have to you can't go to 501 until you watch the little video about the ongoing plot and everything. So that was kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious too what my win rate was. Apparently, I have 100% win rate somehow. I
Wow.
think.
Wow.
Let me see.
So
Good
what
for
level
you.
are you on, Taebyn?
Not close to let me see. My next level will be 573. So I'm
You're
You're
halfway
just a
there.
baby.
I'm just a baby.
You're halfway there. Halfway there. All right. Well, I think it's time for us to play some trivia. We haven't played trivia in a while.
Oh, which that? Who was that? Hi, what's going on? I know that. Who was that on in the chat? They liked this or that. They said just the other
Oh.
day. They said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Cool.
Anyway,
new-
trivia.
a
That
new
just
listener.
reminded
It
me
was
that
a
someone
new
said that, and
listener.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, well, let's get to some trivia. I've got 10 questions. We'll do this as if you're a team. So, which word can be placed before wars, gazing, and sign?
Star.
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 Very good. Star. All right. True or false? The Latin phrase ante meridiem means after midday.
AM. That doesn't make sense.
No.
No.
So true or
No,
false?
that's false.
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 It is false. It means before midday, the
Yes.
morning. Yes.
Yeah, you have a poker ante, for example.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a poker
But
uncle.
don't do it too hard, or else she might get
yes.
mad at you.
That's right. Don't
True.
poke our auntie too much. Yeah. Which is further south, the capital of Spain or the capital of Portugal?
Yeah, I'm almost certain. Well, actually, no, it's the capital of Spain. It's Madrid.
No, the capital of Portugal is further south than Madrid.
Yeah.
Lisbon is further south.
Mhm.
Ah,
Madrid.
Madrid, yes.
Do you know who said that?
You did
You
just
did.
now.
You did just
Well,
now, yeah.
I mean, before me.
Oh, it's the guy from Faulty Towers, right?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Manuel said that.
Yes.
Where is the Generalissimo? In Madrid.
In Madrid.
Yes.
Which
I need to watch
famous
that again.
which famous band had a 1980s hit with Gold?
Oh, I should know this. And
I'll give you a hint. The second word, it's a 2-word title of the group.
The
okay.
Who?
No.
Oh, I know Goldfinger.
No.
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 That's a movie, David.
No,
Oh.
no. It is Spandau Ballet.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Taebyn, this is for you specifically.
Uh-oh.
In Roman numerals, what does V mean?
5.
Very
Victory.
good. Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
Victory.
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 I just did a victory. I just did a 5.
Hey, what-
Vendetta.
What type of
Yes.
animals are the cartoon duo Tom and Jerry?
Cat and mouse.
Cat and dog, mouse. I mean, yeah.
Cat and dog mouse. Yes, you are correct.
Cat and dog mouse.
Mouse.
Which famous ship sank in 1912?
The Titanic.
Titanic.
Titanic, yeah.
You are correct. It is the Titanic.
That was my grandmother's birth year.
Okay.
It's also
Wow.
the year
Oh.
the Girl Scouts was founded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
It's
my grandmother
also the year that Bambi's great-great-great-granddeer discovered the tree of happiness.
The Tree
Yes.
of Happiness.
Happiness.
and my
Mm.
grandmother actually was in the Girl Scouts and made it all the way to the top level, like what their Eagle Scout is.
Did she meet Bambi's great-great-great-grandmother? Father?
Yes.
Yes.
Whatever that was?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
It's part of the ceremony.
Yeah,
It-
yeah.
it-
It's
When all the Girl Scouts were on the Titanic.
yes.
Going down in the
Going down. Yes.
they didn't make it very far.
But
though.
they were
They-
able to sew something very well.
And they were able to float on it back to
Yes.
land. So they all lived
They all lived.
Yes.
Yay.
That's why
Except
they
for
have
Leo.
tasty cookies.
because Kate threw him off the door.
Yes. Who had a hit song in 2011 called Edge of Glory?
Oh, I should know this one too. And I'm
You should.
My
Our
mom.
resident DJ should know
yeah,
these songs.
I should know this. I can't remember the name of the band though.
And I'm pretty sure you've played it many times for drag queens because it was Lady Gaga.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Taebyn, this is for you.
Uh-oh.
Okay. True or false? The Olympic rings, the 5 rings, are interlocking.
True.
You are correct. It is true. Ding, ding,
Oh
ding.
my
Ding,
god!
ding,
Another
ding.
5V for me.
Yes.
So does everybody know what the 5 colors of the Olympic rings stand for?
The colors of the rainbow.
Countries? No.
They're the most common colors in all of the countries' flags around the world.
Oh,
Blue
okay.
and yellow and red
Mhm.
You
and
must. Yeah.
not green.
Yeah, green.
Yes.
Green.
Green?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
All right.
And
Okay.
then the 5th one is chartreuse. No,
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia.
Yes.
polka dot.
Polka dot.
Because that's a
Okay.
common flag theme.
It's a very common.
Yes.
If you compete in a race and you overtake the 4th person, which position are you now?
The 4th.
You are
You're
correct,
4th, yes.
Taebyn. Very good. Ding, 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 ding for the. And those are our trivia questions for the day. I picked
Yay.
easy ones so that you
Yeah.
guys could feel
Smart.
smart.
You know,
Yay,
I have
smart.
to be honest. I can't take credit for that last one because I literally was trying to make sure I understood you correctly when you said 4th. So I said 4th, but it turned out it was the right answer. So I chose to come clean. Actually, I wasn't
4th?
gonna, but I thought, okay, no, I'll be honest. But
Well, you were correct.
I was
So,
correct in any case. Good.
You-
There you go.
You're right and didn't even know it.
Being correct by default is also correct.
Hey,
It's true. That is true.
and
True,
remember,
yes.
if you had answered that even as a question in a game show, you would have gotten it right.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
It's
it was
true.
Jeopardy, because you didn't phrase
What
it as a
is?
question.
Yes.
Yes.
What is fourth? Go forth. Because go forth and drink a fifth. Anyway, it's time for the furry news section. And yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurry. Taebyn's going to explode.
I actually have 4 scoops for you
There are
this week.
pieces of me everywhere.
4.
Oh, no.
4.
4.
Or
4?
Yeah.
4. Hey, speaking of
4?
4.
There are pieces of Taebyn
4.
everywhere. Were you a whale on the beach that we tried to blow up with dynamite?
I think so. And the VFX auto thing from the movie that Chitara watched.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Anywho, the gay furry pride hacked road construction signs have been cropping up again near Chicago, in New Hampshire, Indiana, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, to name a few. I'm a bit unsure on how to report on this because while it's certainly amusing, we at BFFT do not promote or condone this activity. However, I expect to see more of this in the future.
Do I know what
That-
activity this is? This doesn't sound familiar.
Hacking road signs. Hacking construction road signs.
Hacking.
Which,
like the signs on the side of the road that says construction
Yeah.
ahead, things like that.
Yeah.
The electronic ones.
Yeah.
Those they're being hacked by furries.
I
Hacking,
remember.
yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm back. I remember.
Yay. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
And the signs do have a purpose other than advertising gay furry pride. So do not condone this
Really,
activity.
though?
Yeah, right.
Do they?
Sometimes.
Like, is there anything that's more important than gay furry pride? I don't think so.
Well,
No.
there is that.
That is
Yeah.
a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Number 2, scoop number 2.
Yeah. Oh, cow. Oh my cow.
Facepalm. Texas Representative James Talraco grilled. Oh no. It was on purpose.
Yes.
What was it on? We broke Taebyn.
Again.
Yay.
Bop. Oh cow.
Are you going to survive, Taebyn, after being exploded?
No.
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
Royal match.
What has been in your puppy bowl lately?
Really? No kidding.
I don't think I want to know.
I think special Kool-Aid.
Yes.
My honey
Electric-
did allude to that of some sort, so maybe that's what happened.
He gave you lewds.
Wow.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Wow.
He'd be so much slower if he gave him lewds.
Yeah.
That is true.
We might be able to keep up with him.
Anyway, scoop number 2. Texas Representative James Talraco grilled Representative Stan Gerdes on the Furries Act.
Dan Gerdes?
Yes, I saw this.
He called it a waste of time and part of a broader agenda to discredit public schools and promote school vouchers, which would lead to the eventual defunding of public education.
Since there doesn't exist a Department of Education anymore anyway, I don't know if that's possible.
It's all right. A1 will take care of everything.
Oh, right.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
There you go.
Cheesesteaks.
No mistaking that.
Yeah, cheesesteaks. We'll get lots of cheesesteaks. But
I resent that remark.
I just got it. Okay, no, I see what you did there.
Mhm.
Because chi and okay.
Let's see. The representative had a list of other questions and concerns. If a student wore a Davy Crockett style hat to school, would that qualify as breaking the rules against wearing fur? What if a student were to read Animal Farm? Could they be punished for oinking? Does the Attorney General really need to investigate disputes over animal sounds? And what about licking your fingers after eating Cheetos?
Exactly.
And
Uh,
again, you made the cheetah perk his ears up.
Right.
I don't know. I've never licked his toes, so I couldn't answer
Can't
that
really
question.
tell.
My toes are not that tasty.
Okay.
The bill appears to be dead on arrival, but we will see within the next couple days. U.S. Magistrate Judge Ray Kent of the Western District of Michigan ordered lawyer Jacob A. Peroni of the Dragon Lawyers law firm to refile the paperwork of a lawsuit. The filing, it's a very, very large watermark that takes up almost the entire page.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Also, his rather janky website. He can no longer use that logo or any other logo on any new filings. And the judge said, use of this dragon cartoon logo is not only distracting, it is juvenile and impertinent, Kent said in his April 28th order. The court is not a cartoon.
Mm,
You
Has
go,
he
girl.
met the president?
right.
Right?
Has he watched the news?
It's kind of a hot looking dragon, though, I gotta say.
Yeah.
pretty good.
Apparently, he got it for $20. He said around $20, which is not a bad
That's a good
commission.
price for art, yeah.
That's a good commission price. The fourth scoop.
Ouch.
Les Snead, the general manager.
This raisin bran has like a lot of raisins in it because it's the fourth scoop.
Yes.
It's double the amount as normal.
Well, let's see if you got it without raisins into the bran. Les Snead, the general manager of the Los Angeles Rams, described how the team shared a hotel with, guess what?
Furries.
A furry convention.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
And that, of course, was A&W in 2023 when the Rams came to Seattle to play against the Seahawks. Snead hinted that the manager of the Seahawks.
I'm in that, aren't I?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, you
Yes.
When that came out, I had a lot of furs like mention, oh, Taebyn, there you are.
What are you doing at a football game?
Well, exactly right. Like
Right.
what's with that.
So Snead hinted that the manager of the Seahawks may have done this as a strategic prank to throw them off their game. And perhaps it worked because the
Literally.
Seahawks did win 19-16. However, Snead had nothing but praise for the furry community, saying how passionate we are and how our costuming is well thought out. In addition, he mentioned how being on the road for such an extended period of the time, come December, end of December, pretty much everyone has, the doldrums. And he said that coming into the lobby and seeing all the furries gave the team a second win to finish out the season.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yay for us.
Yay for us indeed.
For once, a news story where we're not the villains.
No. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. He was cracking up and he was just all beam.
Cool.
That is all the scoops. I made it through all four.
Oh, Chitaro, don't you have a movie for us?
As a matter of fact, I do. And I kind of, unfortunately, during trivia kind of blurted out my movie, but you kind of didn't notice because I didn't tell you. But the movie I watched was a movie called Cat and Dog. That's because when Barely said Tom and Jerry, my brain knew Cat and Mouse, but Cat and Dog,
Came out.
Dog came out instead. Yeah. But this is a movie that is on Netflix currently.
Sweet.
It's from 2024, so it's not even that old of a movie.
Yeah.
And it's from our northern brethren up in Canada. It was filmed in Montreal. It's kind of fun. So it is dubbed. So if you have to read lips, you're not going to pay attention because they're speaking French and the English is dubbed over it. So it's kind of interesting. It's an interesting story about a dog and a cat, how they end up meeting in an airport, and they end up having an adventure together. Let's just say that this movie is very good. There's lots of funny things in it. As a matter of fact, speaking of very funny things, they trying to find their way to New York City, and the dog said, "Oh yeah, I know where to go." So they walked for like, I don't know, a couple of hours because they're in Montreal. They walked for a couple of hours. They come to this gas station, and on the top of the gas station is this blow up Statue of Liberty, and the dog says, and the dog says, "We're here, we're here," and as this blow up Statue of Liberty is kind of going floating up and down, floating up and down, a person comes out of the gas station. The ironic part is that this person that comes out of the gas station is a Donald Trump lookalike.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Poor
It's
Okay.
like,
guy. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's like, oh my god, that is just way too funny,
I
Um,
didn't know it was a horror movie.
I know, right? But the story is kind of more surrounded about the dog and the cat when they first meet. Of course, the dog wants to be a dog, which basically means that the dog wants to sniff the cat's butt, to get to know her. Because the cat is a girl, the dog is a boy, and she's like, no, 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 I'm too good for that, and I'm not a cat, I'm this person, and so on and so forth. But the throughout the movie, the dog and the cat become closer together, and they end up becoming extremely good friends. And there's some extremely funny parts of this because it it involves the guy who quote unquote owns the dog, is a jewel thief, and he's running from the police. And the person who owns the cat is let's just say, an Instagram sensation, because the cat is an Instagram star and she's the owner of this cat. And so they end up meeting, and they have strange interactions. There's this one scene where he ends up pretends that he's blind so that they don't think that he's somebody that they're trying to find, the police trying to find. And so they end up going to this school because the cat and the dog were there. This was a Christian school, and so it was nuns, and it was a girl only school. And he comes in, and the nuns come out and say, "You're not supposed to be here because you're male." And he starts going off and saying, "Oh, I can't see, I'm blind." And he starts blabbering religious stuff, and then all of a sudden he says, "Oh my god, I can see, it's a miracle." And they're all like happy and wonderful, and they treat him like, stuff. It's really a hilarious moment. Like I said, the dog and the cat are 100% CGI.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and you can tell this because of the fact that their movements are a lot more regimented than a real animal.
Hmm.
So as long as you get past the fact that that they're CGI and you watch the movie is pretty good. The way that everything interacted and stuff, there was lots of fun moments. There was a couple of sad moments because there's a moment when we think the cat gets killed, and there's a moment when we think the dog gets killed.
No.
But overall, I would say this is a fun movie. I would give this 3.5 chirps because,
Oh, not bad.
yeah, and so it's a fun-loving movie. It really is, and I would recommend it to anybody who wants to see some interesting storyline. And like I said, try not to pay attention to the mouth movements, because unfortunately, when I watch a movie, I tend to watch their mouths, and it's really hard when dubbed
Yeah.
movies, but it's really hard when you're watching like a Japanese movie because
Yes.
their mouths don't even mesh up at all. But it was pretty good. I would recommend it to anybody who wants to see it.
Excellent. Well, look forward
Nice.
to hearing what movie you're reviewing next time.
Yeah,
Absolutely. All right.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Cool. All right. Well, that takes us up to our upcoming events.
Upcoming events.
There we go. The event that's happening right now, even as this episode drops, is Furlandia 2025. May 21st to
Yay.
25th.
We're either all having a fantastic time or we're having a great time.
I know what
Yes.
I'm doing. I'm running around walking like 20 some odd miles during the whole weekend. So
Yes. Well, that's good. That's good. That's at the Sheridan Portland Airport Hotel. And then the same weekend going on in Birmingham, UK, is the Confuzzled 2025. 24th through the 26th of May, same weekend, on the USS Hornet Sea, Air, and Space Museum in Alameda, California, is Galactic Camp 2025. June 5 through 8 in Free Soil, Michigan, is Fur Camp, Michigan. Stratusfur 2025 is being held June 6th through the 8th in Houston, Texas. Little Island FurCon, June 14th through the 15th in Singapore at One Farer, not Two Farer. Don't go to Two Farer because it won't be there.
Yes.
That's so. Early Furcasting 2025 is taking place in Furcasting, Hungary, June 18th through the 22nd. Furry Weekend Los Angeles is taking place the 19th through the 22nd of June in Los Angeles, California. The Argentinian Fur Fiesta, let's start that again. The Argentina Fur Fiesta 2025 is taking place in Buenos Aires, Argentina, June 22nd, starting the 20th and ending on the 22nd. PortCon Maine in South Portland, Maine is the 26th through the 29th of June. And then, of course, the big one in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on July 3rd through the 6th is Anthrocon 2025. My sister asked me if I wanted to go to Anthrocon and take my nephew. And I says, well, I would love to go to Anthrocon, but I can't because that's a weekend that I can't be gone from the state of Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Well, did you hear that Furry Weekend Atlanta, which has now happened a couple of weeks ago, had record attendance?
Oh, very good.
Over
nice.
17,700 people.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
cow.
That's a lot of peoples.
I had not
Yes.
heard that.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of
So
peoples.
Anthrocon is going to have 200,000.
Taebyn,
Hello.
hello. Do you have part 2 of Mama Goose and the Big Fat Pie?
I do.
We're all waiting for part 2.
Yes.
All the last few weeks, that's all you've been thinking about is
I know.
It is.
Yes, it has
the only thing
been.
I thought of. Yeah.
I want to know what's going to happen to them.
Yeah. So it's exciting. You're so excited. We're so excited. Okay.
I'm
so
on the
all
edge
you
of my
furs,
seat.
Go back to the previous episode and you can hear part 1 of the story of Mama Goose and the Big Fat Pie. And because now I'm going to read part 2, which is there's only 2 parts. But let me remind us where we are. The story thus far. Mama Goose and her 3 goslings, Ryan, Oofrang, and Speedo, went venturing in the woods, out from their home made of hay and seed and wood and pine, and happened upon the Big Fat Pie, which bore the trademark and belonging to the fowl Oogla. They took the Big Fat Pie back to their house for dinner, and while they slept, the fowl Oogla snapped the 3 goslings and took them back to their home. We are now at the point when Mama Goose awoke to find her 3 goslings missing. Mama Goose gasped and clenched with a start and fervently looked under pillow and stone. But alas, there were no young goslings to be found in the home of hay and seed and wood and pine. Whatever should I do without my little ones? Whereabouts hath they trodden? Mama Goose exclaimed with a fear of howling fate. But at that moment, a glimpse of vague rarity appeared in the humble homestead. It was weak, but outline would show that it was none other than an echo of the Big Fat Pie. Your fortune doth foretold that the culprit is indeed the foul Oogla, the shadow of the Big Fat Pie announced. If thine would prefer the latter, my dear, then foretolding is to be withheld, for in that rot thou doth just merely need to seek the foul Oogla and retrieve the essence of thine loin. Mama Goose nodded in solidarity, but also in vindication. For she knew what she had to do. The trembling of the soul rivered at the thought, for the foul Oogla was uncanny at best. But, confirmed Mama Goose, it shall come to pass that the young goslings of Ryan, Oofeng, and Speedo shall return once again to the homestead of hay and seed and wood and pine. It was not long before the Mama Goose snuck stealthily into the midst of the homestead of the dung beetle and clay that she foresaw upon the sleeping goslings that doth not know of their fate of nay. Mama Goose snuck with great stealth in order to retrieve those goslings of goosely loin. But with fraught and fury, the foul Oogla awoke,
Oh
and she immediately cast songs of confusion and lore, of which were none to speak of the thoughts of Mama Goose. The foul Oogla told story of the juggernaut and attempts to spell the Mama Goose into a slumber. But not forthwith, for Mama Goose had her own befailing to forecast. With a glitter of the tongue and beast, she verbosed the glory of the Samsung. She portrayed the visions of the big fat pie, which succumbed to the vertosity virtues of the neglect that came from high. That is the foul Oogla. And so it be. The foul Oogla stasis, none to speak, and was cast out to be heard of for nevermore. The goslings rejoiced, and Mama Goose was enthralled with the joy. The quartet four trottled happily back unto their home of hay and seed and wood and pine. They rejoiced at the memory of the big fat pie, which bore the mark of the foul Oogla, but with also revoked her spell in order to reunite the Mama Goose with the goslings three. And in that night they slumbered, with thoughts of dancing and wood and pine, and their memories shall dwell on the big fat pie forevermore. The end. And thus ends the story of Mama Goose, and the big fat pie, written and performed by Taebyn.
Well, I think we should tell some jokes. Taebyn, do you have your joke book?
Oh my cow! Yes, I do. So, are you first? I have a joke book called The Ultimate Dad Joke Book. 501 hilarious jokes and puns written by Hugh Murray. I don't read these jokes ahead of time, so if they're really bad, which they commonly are, you can't blame me because I just read them and I didn't read them ahead of time, so it's not like I pick them. Whereas all these other fine furs on the show actually go and find their horrible jokes, so you can definitely blame them for the horribleness that is that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the
indeed.
reruns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reruns.
And the reruns. So, Taebyn, would you like to tell us your first joke?
I would.
Okay.
What do cafeteria clocks? No, I'll read the. See, I apparently
I don't know
haven't
what
read
they-
this
what do they
ahead
know?
of time because I didn't even read it correctly. Why do cafeteria clocks run so slow?
Don't know. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Because they always go back 4 seconds.
Oh.
That's actually not that bad.
That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute.
That's kind
Ah.
of cute. Yeah.
Do you know what angry mice send to each other at Christmas?
Goats?
They send cross mouse cards.
Oh.
Cross mouse cards.
Ah.
Cross mouse. They're angry.
Oh, and so Chris.
Cross,
oh my.
yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cross mouse.
So, who's the coolest doctor at the hospital?
I know
Dr.
this one.
Refrigerator.
It's Tigger.
Patch Adams.
Tigger. That spells
No,
Tigger.
it's the hip doctor.
The hip doctor. The hip
my.
doctor.
This one's a little lengthy, but late one night a burglar broke into a house, and while he was sneaking around, he heard a voice say, "Jesus is watching you." He looked around and saw nothing. He kept on creeping around and heard, "Jesus is watching you." In a dark corner, he saw a cage with a parrot inside. The burglar asked the parrot, "Was it you who said Jesus is watching me?" The parrot replied, "Yes." Relieved, the burglar asked, "What's your name?" The parrot said, "Clarence." The burglar said, "That's a stupid name for a parrot. What idiot named you Clarence?" And the parrot answered, "The same idiot that named the Rottweiler Jesus."
Oh snap!
Mhm.
Oh,
Oh, nose.
I like it. Oh snap!
So there's 2 cookies baking in an oven, and one of them says to the other, "Man, it's hot in here." And the other cookie looks at him in shock and says, "Holy crap, a talking cookie."
Well, I want to know. I want to know.
Uh-huh.
I want to know, what do you call someone with a dictionary in their back pocket? Oh,
the dictionary in their back pocket? A
You have an
wordsmith?
assload of words?
You call them smarty
smart-
pants.
Oh, I was just gonna say a smartass.
Smart ass.
You know, I read an interesting statistic the other day.
A penguin.
A penguin. I read an
Yes.
interesting statistic the other day. It seems that there are more men than women in mental institutions. I guess it's
No.
clear which is driving which crazy.
True.
Um,
Possibly.
wait. Okay. Wait. Women. Oh. Okay. I got it. Okay. Got it.
Nice.
I'm with us.
Pause for the dog
yes,
to
it-
understand.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
I got it faster than the plain dog joke.
Okay.
So you know how I like science.
Yes.
So I found out something recently
Mhm.
that new atoms frequently lose their electrons when they fail to keep an eye on them.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh, do that again?
New atoms frequently lose electrons when they fail to keep an eye on them.
Ion.
Cow. My cow.
Yeah, I asked my boss if I could leave work early, and he said, "Yeah, just make up the time." I said, "Sure, it's 14:30."
What grade did the chicken get in school?
Excellent.
Very good.
Very good.
Nice.
Yay.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
Dang, dang.
You know, our
Ding.
president is so old, his blood type has been discontinued.
Thank God.
Thank God. Taebyn.
So speaking of science,
Yes.
I was wondering about rocks. And specifically about rocks, I was wondering, why is it that rocks in space taste better than rocks on Earth?
I've never tasted a rock.
Because
more
they're a little
minerals.
meteor.
They're
They're
a little meteor.
meteor.
What do you
Oh.
call an apology written with dots and dashes?
Morse code?
Remorse code.
Remorse
Why
code.
couldn't the underage Angle get a loan?
Because it was a little obtuse.
Very close. That was the brother. In this case,
Oh.
it's because his parents wouldn't co-sign.
Oh.
See, did you hear that every machine in the Coin factory broke down all of a sudden without explanation?
Oh
No,
no!
what happened?
Oh,
Why?
what
What happened?
It just doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make
No.
any sense.
None.
Oh,
No.
A woman at the bank asked to check her balance. I pushed her over.
you pushed her over. Yes, you did. That's the only thing you could do.
I was out in the garden the other day and I noticed there was a spider, and I figured she must be a modern spider
Mhm.
because instead of a web, they had a website.
No,
Techie.
no, I don't accept.
You don't accept that? How about this? I'm reminded of a saying my algebra teacher used to say. It's best to keep your mouth shut and let people think you are dumb than to open it and remove all doubt. Now, I wonder why he kept telling me that.
Oh my god.
Anybody got anything else?
I don't
What,
get
what
it.
do you call a very large mouse?
Anything he tells you to?
A hippopotamouse.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb?
14.
One.
None. That's a hardware problem.
Right. Okay, right. So a police officer caught two kids playing with a firework and a car battery. He charged one and let the other one off.
Taebyn, have you got any more?
Okay, why did the obtuse Angle go to the beach? Because it was over 90 degrees. What do you call a mathematician who spent all summer in the sun? Well, he's a tangent. What did the geometry teacher say when her curse was cured? My hexagon! What do you call a dead parrot? Well, polygon. What is the difference between a diameter and a radius? Well, a radius. And how do deaf mathematicians communicate? Sign language.
Uh,
Oh, woo.
Ah,
woo.
woo.
Okay.
All right. Well, that takes us up to our shameless plugs. And I'd like to plug the other two podcasts that I'm responsible for, Royal Highness and Off Leash. And this, by the way, listeners, is our penultimate episode for season 5 of this podcast. It's our penultimate. Yes.
Mhm.
Meaning,
The one
Mix.
before the last one.
For
The
the
one
one
before
before.
the last.
I
That's what
thought it was
penultimate
something
means.
about how we've inked it because it's a ultimate. Okay.
Yes.
Pentagrams.
Yes.
Hurt.
So be
Does
sure
that
to
mean if you use a pencil, it's pencil ultimate?
Yes. Yeah, so be sure to tune in next time. We have some fun things planned for all our listeners. And Taebyn, you are in for some very big surprises next episode. Yes, you are. You are.
So all
in
you
for
listeners, I
surprise.
seriously have no idea what Burley has planned. So make sure, all you fine listeners, make sure to listen to the next episode. Because I have no idea what's going to happen.
I know. It's planned that way.
Well, okay, so I'm glad I have no idea because then your plan is going to come into fruition.
Fruition?
I don't know.
Is that?
I thought you said frotition.
I thought you said fruitition. I thought that was somebody that
Fruitition.
buries fruit.
Yeah.
Or beautifies fruit.
Fruitition.
I don't know.
Anyway, Rain, anything to plug?
Yeah, 3D Who, the Dockley.
The
The
Dockley.
Dockley?
The Dockley.
You are with Dockley?
Wow.
Dockley.
3D Who, the monthly Doctor Who
There
podcast
you go.
where we talk about all things Doctor Who. This month we'll be talking about the first 3 episodes of the new season that have aired. I think now we're on the 5th episode as
Yes.
we're recording this. It's crazy. Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Timey-wimey.
Yeah, and I'll also be at Furlandia with almost the entire BFFT group.
Not you will, you are.
That's what
Well,
it's... Well,
minus
I
the
are,
R.
yes. I are there.
You are there.
I are
Wibbly
there.
wobbly, timey-wimey.
Taebyn, are you having fun at Furlandia?
I'm having a really good time at Furlandia. It's really great.
That's good. Did you get a lot of sleep last night?
Did I
No,
go on a
he
date
didn't.
last
No.
night?
No, he did not get any sleep last
He
night.
didn't get any sleep.
Oh,
last
no.
night.
He
I
went
got
to the
it now.
he went to the rave.
Ah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I did. Definitely.
Chitaro, anything to plug?
Well, other than the current event of Furlandia going on, I hope all furs are having fun. And if you're listening to this during the weekend of, I hope you've come to find me because I'll be the only cheetah running around all over the place as always. Come find me and give me a hug because I do like to do those things.
So, like for my plug, yeah, we're at Furlandia. Come out and get some coyote hugs or some protogen hugs or just hugs in general.
Hug, hug, hug. Taebyn, how about you?
Hug,
What
hug,
do you
hug.
have to plug?
Well, it turns out that I have a link tree that would be linktr.ee/Taebyn, Taebyn, where you can get links in one-stop shopping to all my links and stuff. So, for example, I have a fourth wall. You can even just go to fourth wall, taebyn-shop.fourthwall.com, where you can get some t-shirts, some mugs, some stickers. There's more to come. And it's true, I really got to get more on this more to come thing. I really do have ideas. I just have to do it. Make sure to check out my YouTube, which you can just go to YouTube and search for Taebyn Pup, and you'll get there. Or you can go to my link tree, and there's a link to that there. There's Crispy Ascension, there's Crispy blah 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 Crispy, and there's drumming, and there's cooking with Taebyn. Learn how to make ice. There's math with Taebyn, where you can actually learn some calculus and things. It's a lot of fun. And other fun things on my YouTube, so make sure to check it out. And of course, I am currently at Furlandia, and then later this year in August, I'll be in Denver doing my story time with Taebyn, and Taebyn sings Weird Al. So make sure to come and join the fun.
Well,
Yay! We're
Yay.
gonna do it.
well, furs and adjacent furs, looks like we made it to the end of our episode. We know that you have a choice in podcasts, and we love that you chose to listen to ours. Chitaro, any final words?
Just make sure that you have laughter in your life every day because the more you laugh, the better you'll feel, and the more people that are laughing makes the world a better place.
So get your
Moobarkfluff.
laughs at every meal. TikTok,
Yes.
what are your final thoughts?
I say just amp up the fluff and fluff it up more.
All right.
Amp it up like the hit that's a bop, bop, bop.
Rain, how about you?
Well, I would love to say to my fabulous ferret fiance, I love you, baby, and I can't wait to see you again. I'd like everybody just to be kind to yourselves and each other, stay furry, and Moobarkfluff for me.
Moobarkfluff. Well, listeners, remember you can subscribe to the show on Buzzsprout or support the show through Patreon for as little as $3 a month, and every little bit helps keep the show running. If you listen on YouTube, why not hit that subscribe button? And
Why not?
if you send us a comment on the Buzzsprout fan mail section, be sure to include your contact information and the episode that you're reaching out about, because it doesn't tell us which one it is. And
This
if you
is
send
kinda
us
silly,
your
but
contact information, we can respond to you. So if you sent us a comment on the Buzzsprout feature and we haven't responded to you, that's why, because we didn't know how to get a hold of you. So please do that. And
we'll talk about it on the show, though, the next episode.
yes.
Yeah.
So on behalf of us all at BFFT and the fine folks of the Injured Nerves Podcast Network, we say Moobarkfluff and stay furry. Taebyn, are you ready to close us out and send us on our merry way?
I am ready in the house of hay and bark and seed and pine.
Yes.
Yes, but I say thank you so much to all you first know what I'm going to say. If you've been listening for a while, but it's true. We really love the things we do. It's a lot of fun doing the podcast. We do it for ourselves, and especially we do it for all of you. We really hope you enjoy the stuff we're doing here. We hope you learn stuff. We hope you cry. We don't hope you get seasick, but we do hope you have a lot of fun, and we do. And so I'll just say thank you. We can't wait to bark at you next time. And so till then, I say Moobarkfluff, stay furry, bark, bark.
Barely Furcasting is an Injured Nerve studio production and is found on all major podcast platforms or can be heard directly at barelyfurcasting.com. The Furcast is produced, recorded, and directed by Barely Normal, aka Mike Began, and is edited by Barely and our associate producer Rain Raccoon. Opening and closing theme music, as well as some interstitial music, was created for Injured Nerves Productions for the use on the podcast by Reg Day with Damian Tanuki. If you would like to hear more music by Reg Day, you can search for Tweezerbeak on Bandcamp or Hoop Loop Tunes on SoundCloud. Other interstitial and background music through silvermansound.com, Gator Tots on SoundCloud.com, the YouTube Free Use Library, and Epidemic Sound. If you would like to send us a message, you can do so via email at barelyfurcasting@gmail.com or on our Telegram chat at BFFT chat, on Twitter, on our Facebook page, or on the barelyfurcasting.com webpage. You can help support the show through donations at coffee.com/barelyfurcasting or through Patreon at patreon.com/barelyfurcasting. Thanks for listening. We hope you come back and listen next week.